All right, let's see if we can get a webcam going. Okay, sweet. So, hi guys, it's Stif and
2Shadez,
and we're starting a new vlog series. I think it'll work pretty well. I'm gonna lean forward to make full screen here. So, we're starting a vlog series where we're gonna tell the history of like various Michigan Melee Smash stories, essentially.
Right, exactly. Or some weeks we'll do funny stories, some weeks silly, maybe do more serious ones and more educational, and then we'll also maybe talk about some. And sometimes we'll do like what is a big discussion topic in the community. What is it,
Yeah, I mean we'll see how well this takes off. But
yeah,
the first one that we're gonna do is the history of MSU Smash. We thought it'd be a fun thing to do now that we're going into the 5th year of MSU Smash. So.
Right. Today we had what's called participation, which at MSU is the equivalent of when all the clubs gather and you try to recruit new members. And so we have a ton of new members joining our Facebook page. We are so happy to have you guys joining the club. Welcome.
Yep.
And we thought we would share a brief history of our club program, which is now entering its 5th year. So we'll do a year-by-year story of it.
And these are, of course, the formal histories. There was some Smash happening at MSU before this.
Right.
I'm sure since Melee came out, there's always been it in dorm rooms and stuff, but this is really like the official history. So it started in, what is it, this like 2012, 2013 year?
Fall 2012 is when I got to school here. Our first president, 401k, got to school here, and the person who got me into Smash, Miracle Fruit, got to school here. General Hines, who was, we call him granddaddy of the club, he had already been here.
Yeah, he must have been like a junior maybe, or like a sophomore?
I think he was a junior, yeah.
Okay, that sounds about right.
So let's kick it off.
We have more notes on the very back, I think.
Okay. So here's a tidbit of how I got into Smash. The reason I got in was because of a player called Miracle Fruit, and I was in his physics class in high school, and somehow he convinced our teacher to make our final exam for AP Physics be a Melee tournament, which I practiced for.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, and got destroyed. And then the same guy, Miracle Fruit, ended up being on my floor. We weren't really friends in high school, but I always went in and hung out and played Smash, and I kind of got hooked on it. We actually played PM at the start.
Oh, that's interesting. I also played PM at the start. I wasn't at MSU at all in this first year. It was you guys, Hines, Miracle Fruit, all of them.
So when what happened is Miracle Fruit, he was really eager to meet new players, and so he found Smash boards, and he found players named 401k and General Hines. And we ended up playing them back in his dorm room, and we came up with the idea, I think it was 401k's idea, let's form a student organization and start Smash.
Because MSU is fairly open to our student organizations. At least they say that they're really big into fostering club growth, and they've been fairly helpful with us. So that was a good decision by you guys.
Yeah, no, I think it ended up being good. So we had our first meeting in the Shaw Hall lounge, which was under renovations and actually filled with a bunch of construction stuff at the time. We really weren't supposed to be in there. And we founded the club. Our first president was 401k, first VP was Miracle Fruit, and then I was elected along with General Hines to be backer members. And at this point, we then registered the club in January, and we started having meetings in the engineering building, which was really funny because we had gathered these CRTs, and we were rolling them from Wilson on rolly chairs that we borrowed,
on the
and all the way all across the courtyard to the engineering building. It's quite a distance, and the snow, Yeah,
and guys, remember this was late 2012. This stuff was really early. We hadn't come back to Evo. There was no documentary. Tournaments had 30, 40 entrants. Was wow, this is a regional.
The olden days.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And at the last meeting of this year, we upgraded to this rolling table instead of our rolling chairs, which was our demise because a player named Sloppy Joe accidentally pushed it and killed 2 of our CRTs in one fatal stroke.
Which was probably half of the club's stock at that time.
Yeah, we didn't need many back then. We only had maybe 10 or 15 members, but it was a good time.
Okay, so that goes through the first year of MSU Smash. Now moving into the 2013-2014 year, which was when I personally came to MSU.
Right. A little bit of a background. So over this summer is when Evo 2013 happened, and this is when the doc came out.
The doc came out a little bit into the semester.
Right.
And before Big House 3, actually, which is the tournament that I went to.
Oh, okay.
Which was a great tournament.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
And so the meetings moved to Shaw at this point. The club grows. We get a lot more attendees coming. Some new arrivals at this point were Stif, D++, also known as Dan the Man. You may have seen him at Smash Summit 2. And Luigi Mestre, the low-tier god, is when we found him.
Yeah, he had been playing for a super long time, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how long he's lived in Lansing, but that's when the MSU Smash Club discovered him. He started coming to our meetings and stuff.
Right, exactly. He called me. And this voice, I mean, for those of you who know Tay, he's a riot. He's hilarious. But when I got the phone call, he talked so quietly out of the phone, and I was just like, what is this guy saying? And he's talking like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get my Roy ready for Big House 3, and I've been playing for like 8 years. I'm like, what?
Who is this guy? They're talking about Roy.
I couldn't wait. And we walked in. It's not who I expected at all. And he played Link and destroyed his Link and Zelda.
Yeah, he plays all sorts of goofy characters.
Yeah.
Like, a really good Pichu, like, stuff like that.
You know, we always like, can we see Luigi? Luigi Master Tay? He's like, you guys ain't ready. That's all he's
I don't know if I've ever actually seen his Luigi Melee.
Mm-hmm.
But we also had Sloppy Joe, who lived with you. He was a Ganondorf man.
Right. Actually, not at this point.
Oh, he didn't live with you.
No, that's the year after.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right. But he started going to his first tournament in like December. That's when at Beach House. You know?
Oh, okay.
So after this first year, our president left us, 401k. He moved
It was even a
back
little
home.
way into fall semester, right?
I think he completed his fall semester.
Oh,
But
okay,
so
okay.
this was a problem because he was the only player with a car.
Disaster.
We couldn't go to tournaments for a while. And so at this point, General Hines had a crew back home, which many of you may know as the Gentleman's Club.
From Kalamazoo.
With famous players as Blake, Z-Bet, Rhythms, and Artificial Flavor, who would come up and drive out of their way to pick us up and then go take us to tournaments in like Ann Arbor from Kalamazoo. You know,
Just crazy. They had to leave at like 8 a.m. to get to Joe Guys tournaments.
We are still so grateful to their crew for helping us through that time. Also, this time, some important players came to our meetings. Slayer Toki, Beach, Shibi, they were all trying to burgeon our scene.
That's the first time I ever saw KJH would come around with Slayer Toki. I remember Slayer Toki would have famously had a CRT in the backseat of his car.
Oh, yeah.
And as he would drive KJH to places, he would just like tech skill practice in the CRT.
That's true. Actually, that did happen.
Just what you said, Slayer Toki, Shibi, people like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are grateful to them for just kind of like, you know, teaching us a lot about the game in a time when we were pretty bad.
Yeah, all of us, except Hines a little bit, but the rest of us were terrible.
Exactly. At this point, we start bi-weeklies at Replay Game Shop over by Wings Over.
Yeah, that was in the spring, I think.
Right. And this is also when we start hosting a series of tournaments called the Sweet Series.
Which is, it's actually kind of a very interesting story that we'll go into more later. But Sweet 13 was, or let me back up a second. Sweet 12 was the last one of the 2012-2013 season. And it was titled The Finale. It was my first tournament, Sweet 12.
Oh, okay.
And you might think, like, Sweet 12, the finale, like, there's been 24 of them. Like, what happened there? They got revived this second year of MSU Smash in the 2013-2014 year. And Sweet 13 was the first tournament of that revival. Famously had Mango in it.
This was a tournament we couldn't believe it, in 2014. Yeah.
Very beginning of 2014, like January
2014, 100-person tournament in Michigan. That was insane. The tournament did not run that great as a result.
Mango showed up a little late, too, which didn't help.
That's a story for another day, too.
Yeah, famously lost 1v2s, but that's besides the point.
But, you know, getting back to it, is that at this point, tournaments were failing all over the country because they couldn't handle the explosion that the Smash team was seeing.
From the Smash Star.
And at this tournament, Sweet 13, Joe Guy was stressed and asked for some help with running the doubles bracket, and this basically led into me eventually becoming a TO. You'll see me running tournaments all over East Lansing for multiple games.
Yes, because what happens with the Sweet Series, if you don't know, I'll do a quick rundown. It alternates during the winter, January, February, March, and April. There'll be one tournament.
Should we share the acronym?
In each month. Go for it. I don't know.
Okay, so the acronym is Sweet, Spartans, Wolverines, Exhibit, Entertaining Turns.
Yep. So that tells you some Spartans and Wolverines. It alternates between U of M and MSU, at least in the modern series, which is Sweet 13 on. So what happened at Sweet 13 was at U of M, but Miracle Fruit was the official MSU TO to help.
He was under training there.
Exactly.
And then somewhere along the way, I started training in February for the next tournament, the first tournament back at MSU since Sweet 7, I want to say.
Yeah, something like that. It had been a while. It was mostly U of M for a couple
Right. It was
years.
exciting because Kirby Kazi came for that. No, not that one.
No, he came.
Yeah,
to,
he came
come
for
to 14.
Yeah, he came for
Oh,
14.
wow, so it was
He has
14.
family in East Lansing apparently,
Shout out
and
to-
so that was
yeah.
exciting because Kirby Kazi did not win even.
Yeah, he lost to Duck in a winner's semis, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
And then lost to Vaccine, the legend, who was
Yeah.
titled HIV positive at that point.
At that point in time, it's not until the next tournament he turns into Vaccine.
Yep, exactly.
Yep. And then at Sweet 15, which was in Ann Arbor, it was the first time that an MSU alumni won a Sweet tournament.
Shout outs to Trail.
Shout outs to Trail, the old boy of Lansing. And then Sweet 16
was another one back at
yeah.
MSU.
Right. Oh, this is the one Duck did not win, which was a pretty big deal at the time.
Who was it?
Duck had
was that KGH that won, or
no, that was Vaccine. That
was okay.
The tournament Vaccine won. He pulled out a Sheik that he had been working on and was able to pull out the tournament that way.
And at this point, the Sweet tournaments were in Epley, the Epley Center. Some of you may remember,
it's part of the business complex for those of you that are new.
Exactly, part of the business complex. Some people who were here last year may have saw Smash 4 PM tournaments there.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to that at some point. But okay, so Sweet 16, we finished that.
Right. So at this point, I've completed a decent amount of my training as a TO, tournament organizer, for those who may be wondering, those of you that may be new. And we ran was the first Arcadian. My first tournament personally hosting was called Spartan Stadium Arcadian. Arcadian is a very exciting, fun tournament. It's for a tournament that consists of no ranked players. So
or previously ranked players.
Or previously ranked. If you've ever been power ranked, ever been considered a very good player, top 10 in the state, you cannot enter. So it's very exciting for people who are new because you don't get beat up by a pro.
You don't lose to KGH in pools or whatever.
Exactly. And so this was a really big deal because this was hugely popular. All our top players, all these people who couldn't enter still came and had a ton of fun doing
Legends
it.
like, oh wait, no. Continue yours.
And they were super supportive. And then this was exciting because a MSU now an alumni, at the time he was a student, was able to win this tournament. You may know him from Smash 4. His tag is Rayquaza7.
Yeah, and that's really interesting that he won that tournament because there were some really good players now at that tournament. There are people like Blake and Ginger could both enter the Arcadian, but they lost to Rayquaza.
This favorite was Soul.
Soul, yes, was
and
really
but first and second went to it was U of M versus MSU, and MSU won this time.
Let's go.
It was Rayquaza, and then second place went to Bush G, who later went on to win the second Arcadian.
Yeah.
It was funny because they were both second seeds in their pools.
Huh.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Back in the days of round robin pools, if people
and then that kind of rounded out the year. It was a really, really exciting time for Smash.
Yep, and one important thing that I want to talk about for the spring of that year was the rise of Foster House. Place, Foster House, Foster Street. They went to a couple different houses.
Where we went, and it was a big house that we could use for Smash after tournaments or for whatever reason.
Yeah, for partying or whatever. And people like the Oak, Severus, Ant, Hammer, all rose from that area in Foster.
That's where we really built a connection with Lansing, partially through Luigi Master Tay, and Toadster too.
And that helped us get to know Shady better.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we found our local top player.
Who's the guy?
Yeah, I played with him today.
He's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting onto that, we had the summer circuit.
We started the summer circuit. We started growing scenes in every region. We're telling everyone, hey, this has been working in building a scene at MSU. Let's start replicating this system in other scenes. You later found clubs like the MSU Smash Club, MSU Smash Club.
Even places like SL Smash?
Things. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Which has a 10-man PR, and I'm still in.
Let's go.
And we also had a tournament. This tournament kind of became like the culmination of my preliminary TO training. It ended up being super sweet.
And a lot of the culmination of that early Michigan Melee growth.
Exactly. A lot of everything we put into the whole year culminated in that event, which was a regional, which featured Mango, Armada.
Grand Finals.
Yeah. Mango Armada Grand Finals. It was the first time Armada had ever been in Michigan. He won. He had a great time. He ended up coming back a lot. We see him a lot in Michigan.
Yeah, Armada's an excellent guy. He's a big friend of Michigan for sure.
Oh, this is Fendy's first tournament too.
Oh yeah, shout out to Fendrick Lamar. Or probably MSU's most famous Smash alum, I would say.
At this point, yeah, he has.
Yeah, definitely, because he's like the commentary man now. So.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so that happened. Then we started the year, the 2014-2015 year.
Okay, so this year we have new president. Swanky. He's a Smash 4 player now.
Yep, Travis.
VP was Miracle Fruit once again. I remain on the back room along with Sloppy Joe.
No, yeah, Sloppy Joe.
Yep. We ran the bi-weeklies again over at Replay. Those were
ran by myself.
Ran by Stif. Those were fun tournaments.
Yeah, they were fun. They were pretty small. That was still back in the era when you could actually have like a 30-person tournament.
Yeah, Duck came to one of those, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He came and won one of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which I think Duck won, Ginger won one, something
So
else.
this is when Fendi really is coming up in the scene.
He's playing a lot.
Oh yeah, this is the green machine. You know?
Oh yeah, like his Honda Civic, we took that place.
It was green
everywhere.
Went everywhere in that. Kuyashi, Juan, and Russell and Bronze Kneecap all famously joined the scene at this point as well.
Yep, very important players now. You'll probably see some of them on our TMG team.
Exactly. Oh yeah, get hyped for that.
Let's go.
Then the Big House 4 happens. This is the first national I'm on staff for, and that went really successful. A lot of people had a lot of fun, and it really set us up for bigger tournaments. This is when Michigan became known for its tournaments.
Yeah, definitely. That was really the crystallization of Rob becoming like the GOAT TO.
Yeah.
Jungle Guy. I'm sorry. First names, it's so hard to say. But that was really the moment that Michigan Melee started to be respected on that big scale. People were going like, I gotta go to Big House. Like that's one of the main tournaments.
Yep. And then so we returned to Suites in the fall.
Yep, after Big House.
We started implementing new techniques where we had to pre-register because we were having 100+ man tournaments like it was casual, And in 2014, that was unheard of, and now it was normal.
Yeah, because what we used to do is people would all register at the door. You'd all get there, and then after registration was over at 11 or whatever, it always ended at 11:30. It was at 11.
Yeah.
But then they'd write up all the pools and the bracket and all that kind of stuff right there, like that day. Tournaments were small enough, but now we couldn't do that with 100+ like Smash Dot kids. We had to start having pre-reg and preparing all the pools and stuff beforehand.
After Apex, Rob found a company you'll see a lot more of, I'm sure, is Smash GG.
Yep.
They were just starting up, and we ran the first test tournament for their online software. That was Sweet 20, which we also, thanks to Frederick Lamar's efforts, he brought out Westballs for that tournament.
And a lot of DC Squid's money.
Yeah, shout out to DC Squid who teamed with him and didn't even win doubles.
Yeah, that's so funny. Okay. Yeah, so we flew out Westballs, the famous Falco player, as I'm sure you all know. He did end up winning. No, he did win singles, actually.
Oh, that's right. This is a big deal because Duck won. It's like the most viewed MSU tournament on YouTube.
Yeah, it's really crazy. That was a great set.
That very exciting. Everyone was cheering for Duck except for Jungle Guy.
Jungle Guy lost so much money. Dude, so much money.
And that was an awesome year. And then, we're kind of wrapping things up. Most of you have been around at this point or have heard these stories now. In year 4, I became the president. Our vice president was Jahaira. I think he goes by tag of Vale. And then the backroom members were Kuyashi and Russell. And during this year, we introduced tournaments for Smash 4 and Project M. And we were really excited because we wanted to bring all the community structure together at this school, and we wanted to have a more complete club. And this is where we really opened our arms to all the different Smash games.
Yeah, because we always had good support for PM and Smash 4 when it was around at MSU, but they never really were very official. It was kind of always over in the corner. They were kind of not liked as much by the Melee people to be real about it at the beginning. But that really was the year that we finally brought them in. Went, okay, we're gonna host crossover tournaments, which were really cool. We had some Melee PM, PM Smash 4, that kind of stuff. So that was really the opening of our community to Smash 4, and we have some good players here now, right? Like Rayquaza he got 3rd at Big House, I think.
He got 3rd in teams at Big House 5.
And he got 5th in singles, only losing to 1st and 2nd place.
Yeah,
he kind of got bracket messed up.
Well, he was in winners finals. He just got double knocked out because he ran into Zero, who had been knocked into losers.
Who I've heard is pretty good.
Yeah, he was. Well, this is the dominant era.
This one Zero was really, really good back in Big House 5.
This is a big deal. And at this time, we had some trouble hunting down venues, finding a place to meet. Shaw Hall had come under new management. So those really came back in this winter. In the winter, we didn't have quite as many tournaments for all the different games, but we did run Project M tournaments and, of course, the return of the Suites once again.
Yep. Oh, and also meetings the previous last year, the year of 2015-2016, came back to Shaw, which was a big help.
Right, exactly.
A big help for the community. There was some problems when they were in South. Some people didn't go, including myself.
But yeah, our goal in the club is to always keep the meetings as central as we can. Right now, we're working on getting again a Shaw venue, but for now, it looks like we'll be starting in South.
Okay.
I think. Yep.
Which do still work for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was the first time we went into the Union Ballroom where we got real esports, real fancy.
Yeah, so that was for this most recent Suite series,
Yeah,
right? Is the Union
exactly.
Ballroom. Because before then, we had gone from Epley, the first year of MSU Suites. Then we moved to the Union, but not the ballroom, like just a normal room.
Yeah.
And now we're finally full baller status in the Union Ballroom.
And those of you who haven't seen it, it's a very nice room.
Super nice.
Feels super good in there. Great air.
It does have really good air conditioning. I'm really surprised.
People always complain because, the problem is that the air vents go over all the setups.
Oh.
So if you want to cool off the room, everyone's hands get cold. But
they're always gonna find something to jam about.
Exactly. No, but I have temperature control in that room.
Oh my gosh, that's too great. Okay, so we're getting sidetracked. So other stuff about this. Yeah, this most recent year, really, it was the switch to the Union Ballroom.
Suite 24. We had None come out.
And other Canada players.
Oh, and yeah,
Ryan Ford as well.
Jamron.
But None was the person who won the tournament. I'm pretty sure he got to the grand finals.
It was really exciting. It was my first time having someone a non-floaty win one of my tournaments. I was so happy about it. Shout out to Ed. Shout out to None.
Oh, it's a great set. You can go watch it. It was commented by some great commentators.
Oh, was it?
It was myself.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, it's got a great finish too. Rip Prince of Boo.
Ouch. Oh, it is, isn't it? It is him against Prince of Boo in grand finals.
In grand finals, he gets. And this was a cool thing. We finished that tournament had 100 people. It had doubles. It had a giant ad bracket. We finished that tournament by 8:30. And
yeah, that was kind of ridiculous.
Right. That was pretty cool because it was the culmination of all the work we had been doing with Smash EG for the past year.
And that is the most recent Suite tournament, so that tells you how the series is doing now.
Right.
It's really starting to come along for sure.
I like it a lot. I'm excited to do it again in the winter.
Yeah, because we'll definitely be having them again this spring semester. It'll be like the beginning of the spring semester.
Right. So now we invite you. You are, for those of you that are new to our club, we want you to come to our meetings. We are working on starting out a weekly tournament in East Lansing for Melee. Our meetings feature all games. And we have a tournament coming up soon called All My Edge Guards Are Reeds, which is also the state qualifier for the Melee games, which is collegiate crew battles in Melee.
Which this is the first time MSU is going to be in that, so that's starting a big chapter in MSU.
And so that's something to strive for if you want to get better and make the team. That's a lot of fun. Crew battles are great hype. And
we probably end up playing somebody like U of M there. It's not confirmed or anything.
Yeah,
but
I would think they're sending a team. This is the one that's closer. They're not.
They're not going to go to Grand Valley. So that's probably I can almost assure you there'll be an MSU U of M crew battle. So you might want to go to that. Amigar.
It's super exciting. That's on September 10th.
Also, if you can afford it, it is kind of expensive, especially now. But Big House, it would be a great choice. I can personally endorse it as the best national I've ever been to, even with the Evo shirt on. Big House is better.
So you'll see me there doing my rounds.
Yeah, of course. All right, so that's been Brief History of MSU Smash.
I'm 2Shadez.
Stif, and I hope you guys enjoy.
We'll see you again soon.